This is the shamanic perception of what people like to term the multiverse. Really, this is founded in the principle of multiplicity. In life, we know that it is not one singular event. It is a multiplicity of events. It is not the individual or the environment. It is the individual and the environment. You must accord everything the same amount of respect, or else nothing has any true meaning, because all is equal, all is formed from the same substance. All is essentially the same shape, the ovoid of the universal egg. Multiplicity exists in that everything has a number of options, but the reality is that all those options are not tangible. Only the options chosen are tangible. Only the chosen options create the tangible universe, the physical universe, the universe that is finite but infinite in its possibilities because of the number of combinations that can occur. And the reality is that you do have a set path that you actually walk. It's the basis of it is your actual decisions. However, there is a very definite intangible component to the physical universe, to the tangible universe. This is displayed in dreams, in thoughts, in fantasy, in intention. We make intention reality when we imagine something and do it, when we imagine something and then build it. We know that we can bring the intangible to the tangible in that way. We can have essentially an infinite number of intangible possibilities, but they do only exist as intangible until the minute that we make them tangible. They don't actually exist as any specific tangible structure that we haven't seen. We use our sense as shamans of multiplicity to ensure that we don't trod a deep-rutted path, so that we don't wear ourselves into a groove and make it difficult for us to see clearly. We do maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It prevents us from becoming irritated with any notion, it allows us to keep centered. Maybe we did lose our keys, maybe we didn't. Maybe it was important where we placed them, and maybe it wasn't. This is how we allow things to not stick to us, yes? That is how we apply multiplicity in a shamanic route. Now, we can apply multiplicity in a mathematical route that essentially compensates for intangibility in the form of tangibility, and it goes as this organic equation, okay? So we normally think of 1 plus 1 as equaling 2. It's the natural thing. Look, 1 plus 1 gives you 2. It does give you 2 things, but this is the thing. These 2 things do not become this one thing here to yield this whole number 2. It's still that one you added and that one you added. So it's this one, and then it's their relationship together that yields the 2. So technically that is 3 things. 1 and 1 and a third thing. So 1 plus 1 technically equals 3 things. It equals the one tangible that did not go away, and it yields their relationship, the intangible, the 2 that we're calling this. That's great. 1 plus 1 equals 3. We've discovered that organically there's a little more to it than simply what we're looking at. But the problem here is that we've not compensated yet for individual difference. So this one and this one are in no way exactly the same. They cannot be the same. 2 objects cannot exist in the same place at the same time. It doesn't work that way. An electron only appears to be in 2 places at the same time because of your perception of its movement. The dimple created because it can't be in all places at all times demonstrates that it really can't be in 2 places at the same time. It was only your perception of its movement that allowed for it, much like the illusions that you can get in a photograph. You can demonstrate that in a movie such as Lord of the Rings, where they've placed someone taller further back so that it looks like they're the same height as someone else. In reality, that didn't change. It's an optical illusion, and the same thing goes for the electron. So, in order to compensate for that difference, which we didn't do properly with 3, we then come up with a way to vary it. We do it as such. We discussed that we have not compensated for their individual difference, and we need an infinite number of possibilities for their individual difference. So, we use the improbable number pi to compensate for the variable difference, just as we use it in the circumference of a circle to compensate for that which we cannot measure in curvature. So that which we cannot measure in individual difference in these 2 objects that we're adding together to form the 1 and the 2, resulting in the 3 object relationships, we use pi for. So technically, 1 plus 1 equals pi. And the infinite number of possibilities spun off of the decimal places behind the whole number 3 in pi, allow you to compensate for every individual difference in every calculation, as well as all possibilities present within the physical universe and within the non-physical universe. Think about it.